want to learn what is EFT or emotional freedom technique, also known as tapping, well, then this video is for you. This is the beginner's guide, a complete masterclass to help you understand what EFT is about and how you can implement it. What we are going to be covering is why EFT works, what is the science behind it, how is it different from other tools, how can you use EFT for different areas of your life, or what is a basic EFT recipe, how do you craft what to say when you're doing your EFT, so what should be your script for EFT, what are the common mistakes that you should be avoiding. My objective is that by the end of this video, you should be ready to start your own EFT practice. You don't need any other course or any other video to get started. Okay, so if this is what you want, make sure that you're there till the end. I'm Shreya Sharan Pawar, and my aim is to start the EFT movement here in India and take EFT to every household, every corporate, every school. And if you're here watching this video, please make sure that you learn and then you share this, you teach this to everybody. So EFT is a technique which is a therapeutic technique, okay? And it is based upon modern psychology and ancient Chinese acupressure. Now, I know that the moment I've said ancient Chinese acupressure, you might be saying, oh, ye to kuch woo-woo hoga. But you know what? Science supports it, and I will be sharing this with you. EFT is probably the only tool which has more than 100 plus clinical trials which have been done to test its effectiveness. So in EFT, what we are doing is we tap on specific points in our body. These are on the face and on the body. And while we are tapping on these points, we speak a few sentences. Okay, so this is your EFT script. The result of this is there is a automatic reduction in any negative emotion that you're feeling, and you'll feel this genuine shift which is happening from the inside. So this is not a woo-woo technique. This is based on deep science, a lot of research, and you will see some personal transformations start happening once you start implementing this. Okay, this technique was introduced by Gary Craig, which is based upon the work of Dr. Roger Callahan. Okay, and like I said, this technique has been researched. There are more than 100 plus trials which have been done, and there are a lot of medical documents, the publications which talk about the effectiveness of EFT. So we are not just tapping on any random points. These points align with something which is called as the primovascular system. So if you are a science geek, and or if you're a logical person, you like to know the science behind everything. This primovascular system was discovered by scientists a couple of years ago, which showed that there is a network in our body, and it is believed that this network carries DNA, biophotons, and also energy information. So when you are tapping, when you are pressing these points all over in your primovascular system, you are not just shifting your emotion, you are also sending real signals through a real physical network in your body. That's pretty cool, right? Yeah. So if you're already fascinated by this, make sure that you hit the like button, and let's get more people learning about this powerful technique. So why does EFT work? What is the science behind it? Okay, when you are stressed or you're overwhelmed, your amygdala, which is the brain's alarm system, it gets triggered, and as a result, cortisol, which is your stress hormone, that is what is released in the body, and you go into fight or flight mode. Okay, either you'll freeze, or you'll get into, you'll want to run away, or you'll just want to get into a fight. Okay, EFT helps you stop that loop. There was a research done by Dr. Dawson Church, which showed that 1 hour of practicing EFT can reduce your cortisol levels by up to 43%. Now, isn't that just amazing? There's another researcher who's done a lot of work on EFT. Her name is Dr. Peter Stapleton, and she has done a lot of MRI scans showing how the brain's fear centers, or the neurons in the brain, calm down after tapping. So think of it like this. that when you're stressed, your brain is like all in hyperdrive. After you do your EFT, it slows down, it calms down, and only when you're in that slow, calm, composed state are you able to take any action. Agreed? So, how is EFT different from other tools like meditation or doing your affirmations or you know any other practice that you may have? Okay. Now, meditation is powerful. I love the practice myself, but for many beginners, it can be very very frustrating because नहीं बैठ सकते हो. You can't empty the mind out. There is too much chatter going on inside, too many emotions going down, going on inside, and EFT helps you quiet the noise down. Now, I have personally used EFT a lot when I was going through this phase of intense anxiety. I was having panic attacks. I was on medication for panic attacks, and I would use EFT to prevent that anxiety from heightening and going into a full blown panic attack. Okay. Now, उस situation में when your mind is already on an overdrive, it is very difficult to sit down and meditate. If you've gone through this yourself, let me know in the comments. Me too. If you have also experienced this, that मन को शांत करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है, right? Second thing, talk therapy. Talk therapy is powerful, but sometimes what happens is that we continue to talk without actually releasing the emotions from the body. Okay. What about affirmations? Affirmations are superb. They're great to reprogram your mind. But constantly saying I'm wealthy or I'm abundant or I'm a money magnet while still feeling broke often creates a huge resistance. Do you agree? A part of your mind is telling you, no, you're not abundant. No, you're not wealthy, right? So here is where EFT is different, because when we start EFT, we start with the negative emotion, right? We talk about the stress, we are talking about the anger, we are talking about the frustration, because we want to let it come out of the body, right? So interesting, isn't this? Yeah. Let me know if you've tried any of the other techniques. You've tried meditation, journaling, any therapy, anything. And if now, we'll do EFT and you'll see how different you feel. Okay. So what can you use EFT for? I've already shared with you that you can use EFT for anxiety. I was using it for my panic attacks. I was using it very, very intensively then, right? You can use it for performance issues, like maybe you have a fear of public speaking. You can use EFT for that. You can use it for examination stress, right? There's been a lot of research where EFT has helped work on pain, chronic pain, right? Procrastination, money blocks. So we use this intensely a lot for healing money blocks, for healing past emotions, past experiences, which are still with us, which are triggering us from succeeding in our life and business. Okay. I remember there was this one client of mine who had a very bad spondylitis pain for months. And we did a couple of rounds of EFT, and she said that it went down by at least 50%. Right? So now, isn't that great? Like, this is what you can do. And this is why it is so important for you to learn EFT and teach it to other people as well. So, EFT, what is the EFT recipe? EFT recipe is just the sequence of tapping that we do. So there are two types of tapping sequences or two types of tapping recipes. One is a beginner recipe and one is an advanced recipe. Now, because this is a beginner-friendly masterclass, I will stick to the beginner recipe. But let me know in the comments if you want me to create a video with an advanced on the advanced recipe as well. Okay. So the beginner recipe has the following points: the karate chop point, head, between the eyebrows, your temples, below the eyes, under the nose and above the lip, under the lip or the chin, then your collarbone, find your collarbone, it's here. Okay. Under the arm, on both sides. This is where, for women, this is where the bra strap would be. This is the basic recipe. And for Most issues, you just need to do these points. Now, I'm sure a question will come in your mind, Shreya, what if I don't remember all the points? It's absolutely okay, even if you miss a couple of points. And sometimes, even when I'm making you practice in the live sessions, I myself miss a couple of points, but it's absolutely okay as long as you're doing the entire recipe. Now, the second question that you may have is, Shreya, is it necessary to follow the exact sequence? No, it is not necessary to follow the exact sequence. But the only thing you need to keep in mind is that this is the first, okay? Uske baad, you can do any of the points that you want. Okay, some people do this first, then this, and they do the head in the end, but I felt that really doesn't make any difference. Okay, so this is the basic flow or the tapping points in the beginner EFT recipe. Now, when you are tapping, along with tapping on the points, we also speak something. Okay, we also say a couple of statements, which is this is your EFT script. So it starts with the first statement, which we tap along here, which is, even though I feel dash. Insert your emotion here. I deeply and completely accept myself. So this is how it will be. Even though I feel anxious right now, I deeply and completely accept myself. You do this 3 times. Even though I feel anxious right now, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel anxious right now, I deeply and completely accept myself. Then you move to the other points, okay? And you keep repeating the emotion that you're feeling. So I'm feeling anxious. 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 Take a deep breath in and release it. That's round 1. Okay, that's round 1. Before we start any round, we have to do a check-in with ourselves to see, before I do the EFT, how intensely am I feeling this emotion? Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, and 10 being the highest, how intensely am I feeling it? And you give yourself a number. Maybe it is an 8, maybe it is a 9, maybe it is a 10, right? You complete one round and then you do a check-in again and to see now how what is the rating that I would like to give that emotion. So this is one entire round. Now if you research this topic, there'll be a lot of creators out there, and even if you're attending my live sessions, what you will see me do is say different words on every point. You can do that as well, but you know what, to begin with, just start with the basics. So once again, what you're going to be doing is the karate chop point. Even though I'm feeling angry, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm feeling angry, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm feeling angry, I deeply and completely accept myself. And then I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling angry. All right, that's it. That's it. So don't confuse yourself. Don't think that I'm doing it wrong. Don't think, oh, I really need to know, like, how exactly, what is I need to say. Don't get into all of that. Okay. For now, just start with this. And I promise you, I will create a detailed video on how to do your own EFT scripts. How do you create your setup statement and what to say when you're tapping on the other points. Okay, so if you want that, let me know. Let me know in the comments so that I'll work on that. I'll put that on priority and I'll create that video fast. Okay, so अब एक काम करते हैं. Let's do a round together, you and me. Let's do that together. So let's take an emotion of let's take stress, because I think that's a very common emotion, right? Let's take stress. So I want you to think about an issue which stresses you out. It could be anything. It could be a relationship related issue. It could be a money related issue. It could be related to your career, your business, anything. Take something which stresses you out. And now on a scale of 1 to 10, give yourself a score. How intensely are you feeling that stress? Done? All right. Now let's start. Okay. Now practice with me. Speak the words with me. Speak them out aloud with me. Okay. Even though I feel stressed, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel stressed, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel stressed, I deeply and completely accept myself. I feel stressed. 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 And take a deep breath in. Exhale. Do a check-in with yourself again on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, when you think of the issue, what is the level of stress? Is it even a little bit lower? Do you notice any change? That's the magic of EFT. Okay, you can repeat it again. You can just do it by yourself now. Now, what can you expect after doing this? It's very normal for you to yawn. It is very normal for you to feel a little lethargic, to feel a little tired. Make sure that you drink a lot of water whenever you're doing EFT, because it's you're working very intensely, right? Now, a lot of people ask me, Shreya, how many times should we tap? So typically, if you think about it, you're tapping about 7 to 8 times on one point when you say the word. Okay, so it's all right. You really don't need to count how many times that you're doing it. Just tap the number of times that you are feeling comfortable. Okay. What should be the pressure? Now, it can't be very light that you don't feel it. It has to be a little firm. Okay, so you use the top of your finger, and that's what you use to tap. Okay, so don't keep it like very gentle where you're not even feeling anything. Make sure that the pressure is a little firm. Now, some mistakes that you need to avoid when you are scripting or when you are tapping, you need to get a little specific. Really identify मुझे क्या लग रहा है, मुझे गुस्सा आ रहा है या मुझे फ्रस्ट्रेशन आ रहा है, मुझे डर लग रहा है या मुझे मुझे गुस्सा आ रहा है. You have to be specific about it. Okay, it is possible that when you're tapping on a particular situation, there are multiple emotions which are coming up. So you can do a round of EFT for each of those emotions. Okay, the second mistake that people make is that they just kind of rush through it. कि जल्दी 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 बस करना ही है. Try not to do that. Slow down. कितना टाइम लगता है? 2-3 मिनट लगते हैं एक राउंड करने के लिए. Just slow down and do it with intention. Do it with intention. Okay. Another mistake that a lot of people make is that they don't do the setup statement, that even though I'm feeling dash, I deeply and completely accept myself. In my opinion, the setup statement is very important. Why? Because that is when we are actually acknowledging the emotion and we're not suppressing it. So don't skip the setup statement, right? So because EFT is not about just forced thinking positivity, right? We need to take out that emotion from inside and we need to work on fixing it. Now, you might feel, Shreya, I have learned that if I'm repeating negative words, then I will attract more negative in my life. So why are we doing negative emotions? EFT is very different from affirmations, right? So the reason we are addressing the negative is because anything which is suppressed festers, वो सड़ने लग जाएगा अंदर, right? And you don't want those negative emotions or that bad experience to fester inside. You don't want it to become rotten inside, because that's going to cause more emotional baggage. It's going to cause more physical issues in the body as well. So that is why we need to bring it out. We need to clear it, and then we can do our affirmations. Then we can do all the other practices that we are doing. So my suggestion to you would be that you do at least a couple of rounds of EFT where you're talking about releasing the negative emotion. And then you can do another round of EFT, that's a pro tip, where you're inserting the positive affirmations. Okay, so say do 3 rounds with negative affirmations and do the last round with positive affirmations. This is what I do in the live sessions every day that we are doing here on YouTube, right? So if you want to just follow along with that, you're most welcome to do that as well. Now, the next thing is, how can you include EFT in every day? EFT is something that you can use at any time of the day. It doesn't need that it has to be early in the morning, like a lot of people believe, right? कि meditation का सबसे अच्छा benefit होता है अगर सुबह 4 बजे उठ के करोगे, वो ब्रह्म मुहूर्त में उठ के करोगे, right? EFT में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. You can practice EFT when you need it. So start in the morning, just check in with yourself. How am I feeling today? Am I feeling irritated? Am I looking forward to the day? If you feel कि no यार, I'm feeling stressed about the day today right now, उसी time पे practice your EFT. Then sometime in the afternoon, you can do a check-in with yourself again. How am I feeling right now? Am I feeling full of energy? Am I feeling tired? And say if you feel that, no, I'm feeling tired, you can do EFT for that. Then at night before you go to sleep, you do a check-in with yourself again. How am I feeling right now? Am I feeling stressed? Am I feeling overwhelmed? Am I, dreading the next day? Or am I feeling at peace and calm? If it is the prior, you go ahead and do EFT again. So again, koi timing nahi hai. There are no issues that you have to be empty stomach while you are doing it. Nothing like that. Now, do you see how simple this is? Do you see how powerful this is? Right? And this is why I believe that India needs this, because we have been told since childhood, compromise karo, adjust karo, right? And because of that, we have learned how to bury our emotions. And this is causing more disconnection. This is causing more frustration. People just keep their emotions buried, and then ek din pressure cooker ki tarah pack, they'll just burst. Right? I believe that every household should know how to practice EFT. This should be taught in schools. This should be taught in the workspace to manage work-related stress. And you can do it. You can do it. You learn and you do it. Right? And if you agree with me, give me a yes in the comments, because this is India's EFT movement, and I want you to go ahead and, I request you to support me in this. And if you're still, if you watch this video till here, please make sure that you subscribe, because I am going to be creating a lot more content, a lot more deeper content. We're going to go into smaller aspects of EFT just to make sure that you know everything about EFT. And today is just the beginning of your journey. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel and let me know that if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, and if you have any questions. All of those questions, I will answer them either in the Q&A, or I will create videos around those topics. So thank you so much. I'm Shreya Sharan Pawar. Thank you for your support. I will see you soon.